some background in terms of who and what the EAC is and its role?
Thank you, Philippa. Great to be with you today. The East African Community is a regional intergovernmental organization with member states from the East African region. Currently, the community has a total of 8 member states, including Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, and Somalia were the latest entrants to the community. The community has a mission to have an East African community which is competitive, prosperous, secure, and stable. Our mission is to have an integrated East African region with political, economic, socio-cultural integration for the betterment of life for the people within the East African region.
How are you mandated? Are you mandated by each? I think there's a is it a tripartite agreement?
There's a treaty, and the treaty focuses on custom union, political union, and market union, and all these things that make trade easy across the member states. And of course, in future, we look forward to having monetary union at some point between the member states. So we have a treaty which outlines all that.
It's like a government institution as opposed to just an industry association or a country association. There's like political clout, real purpose and legality to the process.
Yes.
Okay. Rail is not the only thing you focus on though, am I correct?
It's not only rail. There are issues to do with roads, of course, all infrastructure related activities. We have ICT issues to do with airways.
Quite comprehensive in terms of that. If we're specific about rail, I'm assuming the EAC started with a railway master plan. As the EAC with your railway master plan, each of the countries also have a railway plan or master plan per se. How have you managed to integrate that so that it's all talking the same language and has the same mission?
The region appreciates the importance of having seamless connectivity in terms of transport. The reason why the master plan was developed was to facilitate movement, free movement of goods, services, and people across the region. That was the reason why East African Community developed a railway master plan. And this railway master plan was developed as a community, but by and large the implementation has been done country by country, where each country has developed railways within its borders. But then the whole idea is to have these railways connecting in such a way that there's seamless operations, common standards, common regulatory framework guiding the operations within the system.
Has that been achieved? I don't think so. I think the one has different standards to the other. Like, how are you managing that?
That is a common problem that has been noted, given that the countries are developing their railways separately. There are chances where Kenya, for example, has come up with a standard gauge railway using Chinese standards. Tanzania is currently using European standards.
One's diesel, one's electric.
Even the motive power for the Kenyan railway, it's diesel. However, we are in the process of harmonizing the standards, technical standards, and standards for interoperability. So we've realized in that process of harmonization of standards that though these standards are different, there's a way we can work and harmonize them for seamless connectivity. The Kenyan railways, for example, they left a provision for future electrification. At some point along this development strategy of theirs, they will electrify the railway. So that at that point, then we will have seamless connectivity in terms of motive power.
In terms of developing railway projects, Where does the EAC get involved, or can the EAC get involved in terms of supporting on a funding perspective, assisting with feasibility? I know that you've got, I think you may have a project list, if I'm not mistaken, where things are, at different stages. How can the international community get involved?
The East African community, in terms of project involvement, we do project preparatory activities, carry out the feasibility studies, pre-feasibility studies, and we even go up to detailed design.
As internally, or?
No, we outsource, of course. Oh, yeah. We coordinate everything. At the point where we have completed the detailed design, for example, we've done that a lot for the roads, then the designs are now handed over to the member states. Okay. For implementation. So we just do the project preparatory activities, but then the actual implementation is done by the states.
The digitalisation and predictive maintenance. I'm trying to think from an EAC's perspective why that would suddenly become important for you.
For one, I was talking from my point of information as a technical person. I appreciate the importance of having our maintenance activities properly planned for. Leveraging on technology is one area where I consider we can use to predict, do condition monitoring of the railway systems so that we are able to know way in advance which sections of the system are likely to fail and at what time. So with that, we are better able to manage the railway infrastructure. We are better able to plan for our maintenance activities. We are better placed to procure for maintenance. You can have a situation where we have a stockpile of rails which will last for 10, 20 years, and we miss some critical items for track, for example, the turnout components, which are very critical and they wear and tear quite fast. So you'll be having a stockpile which is dead capital, for lack of a better word, lying idle, but the critical components, which are really a key requirement for operations, are not adequately sourced for. So with the predictive maintenance technology, we will be able to better understand our requirements and better understand our stocks so that we just procure what we need at the correct time.
And is that something that you will assist your members in, or facilitate on behalf of your members in terms of that stock holding or that procurement process, or monitoring even how the rolling stock availability, reliability, as well as track infrastructure availability and reliability?
It is the responsibility of our members to do that. However, it is very important to note that in that space, there is room for building capacity so that our members are aware of what is out there and what is available to improve their maintenance planning as a community. I think this is an opportunity for us to impart that knowledge.
I have to say it's been such an experience in terms of actually witnessing that kind of digital solution in action and the impact that it has on both the infrastructure and the rolling stock. It might be expensive per se to roll out, or could be expensive per se to roll out, but if you're able to improve your train scheduling, your train planning, the maintenance, the security on your track, all of that stuff, then it actually not only does it pay for itself, but it gives tremendous return on investment by able to knowing where your equipment is, being able to schedule properly, and then keeping that availability and reliability